बहुत अच्छा रहा अपना जो इन्वेस्टमेंट का प्लान है पूरा अपना द एंटायर इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान फॉर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हाँ
थोड़ा साइड करो
सर उधर से सर
किधर से
इस साइड से
जी
Now I request Member Traffic to welcome Honorable Minister.
I'll request Honorable Minister of Railways to first address all of us, and then we'll of course be discussing subsequently. I'll just mention that we have representatives from the catering industry, the hospitality industry, representatives from the Quality Council of India, the chairman of the Food Safety Standards Authority of India, the National Accreditation Board. We have the representatives here, and of course some representatives who are managing airports and other big establishments. All of them are here today.
So good morning, friends. I'm just jumping the queue because I'm here to go to the parliament, so I'm just keeping myself free for that. See, the whole idea of doing this roundtable is to elicit views of experts in the field, and we are doing number of such roundtables on technology. We'll do on social issues. We just had one on environment, on energy. We are going to have one on how to get new ideas. So the whole idea is quite a few. In fact, there are 20, 30 different kinds of roundtables, and we have been conducted already few, and this is yet another in that line. The advantage we are seeing of this is that we in the government are supposed to frame policies. We in the government are also supposed to implement those policies. And railway is one such entity wherein we virtually deal with all aspects of socio-economic life of India. If you take education, we are also going to have one on education, one on medical tomorrow. If you take education, railway is in education. If you take medical, railway is doing medical. If you take sports, we are one of the largest sports board in the country. If you take engineering and technology, we are one of the largest in that. In fact, somebody was telling me almost 2/3 of the capex of the government that is being spent today is done by the railways now. If you take financial issues, our capex is going to be 3,50,000 crores cumulatively for the last 2.5 years. So just imagine the quantum and the reach of the railway is so large that we must also get on board some of the expert advice, those who are professionals in the field, and therefore this is what we are trying to do. In fact, not the first time we are maybe doing in the railways, but I have been doing it whenever I was in the government. I used to always get people from different spheres to understand what they feel about it, and we have benefited immensely by that. In fact, one of the laws that we have framed, I remember when I was the Minister for Environment and Forest, was a law dealing with biodiversity. And there was no precedent for biodiversity law in the country or in the world, because the biodiversity convention was just signed by all the countries. Only country which had done that was Costa Rica, which is a very small country but rich biodiversity. So we got all the stakeholders and we immensely benefited. There were, of course, the stakeholders were crossholders also. They were having exactly the opposite view that the person sitting next to him. Somebody with human rights felt that we should not take anybody out of forest. Somebody who built in conservation felt that we should take everybody out of forest. So we, despite that, we could make that law. So today, I'm giving this background only to understand that we want to get your ideas as to how we should try to progress, and we are open for new thinking. Few criteria on which we like to frame any policy. One, it has to be completely transparent. It should be participative. That's why we are all here. It should be clearly durable. Because something like this, if you keep changing policy every 1 month or every 1 week, this is not a policy. So therefore, we must need an enduring policy and forward-looking therefore. At the same time, that should be friendly to our passengers. Because if you make a policy which is fantastic but passengers are not happy, doesn't mean anything to us. So passenger satisfaction is at utmost paramount. Good quality, I'm sure there are two institutions, Quality Council and FSSI, who are legally responsible to maintain, so we would like to do that. And this is done at a time when we just announced a new catering policy, which segregates making of food and its distribution. So it will be made in mechanized kitchens involving PPP models. And the idea is, if we can, that's what our aim is, that if we can set up base kitchens at different locations, so that every 2 or 3 hours the train passes, the distance between the base kitchen should be only 2 hours of train travel. Train can pick up ready-made hot food at every point. And even those you are working in that, and you will know that even the airlines, we think we have got a fresh food. But when it is served to you after the flight takes off, probably it was packed at least 7-8 hours before that, at least, if not more. And therefore you can imagine if the railways can give a hot food, freshly cooked, every 2 hours of the journey. So therefore you can imagine the benefit of that. And that is what we plan to do. The distribution again will be completely done by the experts in the hospitality industry. And by doing that, we'll ensure, one, the delivery means service. Cooking at one location with proper supervision, mechanized kitchens means quality. So you can imagine the benefit of this policy that will accrue to us. So we are really working on this policy. You all will offer your advice and guidance, but also must participate. And also we want a proper professionals to be involved, because some black sheep can entire spoil the entire chain of it. We keep getting a lot of complaints about the catering, and therefore we have decided to change this policy. People, the way they cook the food, something it is awful. Of course, there are issues related to that. That pricing is also an important issue. We'll think about that separately. We have also some ideas on that, which we'll not discuss today. But today, we'd like you to offer your ideas on catering policy. How can we make it better? Not just catering policy. We are already thinking about so many new innovations. We have started food dispensing machines in some stations. We have started water dispensing machines in few places. We are open to any new ideas that need not necessarily be part of the policy itself. But how can we offer better quality service to our people, better food, and how can we also make some profit? See, that is very important. Railway is an organization which is not, whole purpose is not profit, but it's a commercial organization, has to make money so that we can plow back that money. When I talked about 3,50,000 crores of investment, how are we going to get money for investment? So that it has to come from some profit that we'll make. And so we want to make sure that all these activities will finally result into some surpluses for the railways and good quality service, at the same time involvement of professionals like you. We are not saying that you should lose money and we make money. It should be win-win for all, and therefore how to make that possible, try to think about it. And you also live in India, so you can understand. You cannot give me ideas that in Europe this happens. So this is a very good thing to say. So many nowadays WhatsApp groups are there. So this is happening in Europe. So what is the per capita income in Europe? We must also think about it. What is the situation in Europe? We must think about it. What stage of development they are today? We must think about it. So we must think about solution in Indian context, not something which is now Japan's train is running at this speed. Fine, very good, but they started 30, 40 years ago. We have started 30, 40 years ago. We could have also been running trains like this. So what we are starting today will give us benefit after some years. What we don't want to complain about what has not been done in the past, but we want to work out on a strategy and a roadmap for future, and with your participation. See, this is the whole theme of this meeting. Please offer your ideas. We'll make minutes. There are enough number of my colleagues who are present here. They'll ensure that this is circulated. In addition to this, I would also urge that we like to reach out to all the professionals in catering field across India. So some of you must give us a database. So we'll send all this information to them also. So need not anybody should be physically present. They can give us ideas to us on an ongoing basis through a database that we like to build up. So please participate. And because you are from the catering field, there are some snacks meant for you. I'm sure we'll give your advice about what is the quality of these snacks also. And maybe next time we invite you, you can bring your own snacks so we can enjoy your quality also. So thank you very much.